Hello, welcome to today's class. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're looking forward to half an hour of some good stretches, a little bit of challenge along the way. I think we're going to aim to do dolphins today, and we're going to do plank challenge, and I'm going to try and put pigeon pose in there as well to give our hips and all of that a good old stretch too. Cool, so we all start, lift those spines nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back, take some nice easy breaths in and out through the nose. Reconnect with yourself, whatever time of the day it is you're practicing. Bring all your awareness inwards and just pay attention to what your body is telling you today. So, are you feeling a bit tired, or are you feeling quite energetic? However you're feeling is exactly how you're feeling. That's all there is to it. Nothing to judge, nothing wrong, nothing right, just you are where you are. So yeah, embrace that. Okay, so we'll do some neck stretches. So sitting nice and tall, right ear to right shoulder, gentle pressure on the head. Feel a nice stretch down the left side of your neck. And release, bring it back to center, keeping the spine lifted, left ear to left shoulder, gentle pressure on the head. And back to center, and chin to chest, gentle pressure on the back of the head, keeping that spine lifted. And back to center. Excellent. Interlinking your fingers, reach your hands up. Give it a nice stretch as you take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out through the nose, release the hands and rest them on the mat. And we'll do one round of sun salutation just to check in with ourselves. And we will get this party started. So, feet hip width apart. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the palms to chest. Breathing in, hands to ceiling. Breathing out, hands to the mat. Breathing in, right leg back, drop the knee. Hold the breath to plank position. And breathing out, knees, chest, forehead to the mat. Breathing in, scoop up. Curl the toes, breathe out, hips to ceiling. Breathing in, right leg forward, drop the left knee. Breathing out, left leg forward into the forward fold. Breathing in, hands to ceiling. Breathe out, palms to chest. Breathing in, hands to ceiling. Breathing out, hands to the mat. Breathing in, left leg back, drop the knee. Hold the breath to plank position. And breathing out, knees, chest, forehead to the mat. Breathing in, scoop up. Curl the toes, breathe out, hips to ceiling. Breathing in, left leg forward, drop the right knee. Breathing out, right leg forward into the forward fold. Breathing in, hands to ceiling. And breathing out, palms to chest. Excellent. We're going to a forward fold now. So breathing in, reach those arms up. And as you breathe out, reach forward and down. And just let your arms and your head just dangle here. Legs straight, but keeping a softness in the knee. Nice easy breaths in and out through the nose. Planting the hands down, take the right leg back into runner's lunge. So making sure the left knee is above the left ankle, opening up the chest here. Feeling a nice stretch down the right side of your front right side of your, no, the front side of your right hip. Wow, that was particularly challenging today, sorry about that. I'm going to drop the right knee to the floor, bring the torso up, find your balance. Breathing in, take the arms up, warrior arms, palms facing inwards. And as you breathe out, dropping the hips forward to deepen the lunge. So you don't have to drop the hips forward if it's already enough of a stretch on your right hip. Breathing in, bring the hips back. Steady yourself with your hands if you need to. And then we're going to take the weight back onto our right heel. So if you're comfortable doing so, keep the toes tucked under and you get a nice stretch on the bottom of your foot. Flexing that left foot as you feel a nice stretch down the back of the left hamstring. Bringing the weight forward, we're going to plant the hands down and take the left leg back into downward dog. So feel free to give it a little pedal out here if you want to ease off your hamstrings a little bit, one at a time. Then we're going to bring the left leg forward into runner's lunge. No, we've done that one, haven't we? Let's go for this one. Wow, what a day. Apologies. So now the left leg is back, the right knee is above the right ankle. And we're going to drop the left knee to the floor, raise the torso up, breathing in, bring the arms up into warrior arms, and as you breathe out, dropping the hips forward to deepen the lunge if it's comfortable for you. So, bringing the hips back onto your left heel, straightening that right leg and flexing the foot to get the hamstring stretch on the right leg. Bringing the weight forward, plant the hands down, we'll take the right leg back into downward dog. Let's give it a nice pedal out here. Whilst we're working the hips, let's take it into pigeon. So bringing the weight forward into plank. We'll start with the right knee to right elbow. Cross the foot over and place the right knee just behind the right wrist. Drop the left knee to the floor and extend that leg. So you're in a nice comfortable position. Hips as square as is comfortable for you, making sure you're getting a nice stretch either on your right hip around your bum and your glutes, or maybe it's tighter on your left hip flexor. So no right or wrong there, depends on your body. Sitting nice and tall here. And then slowly making your way down to your elbows. If you want to carry on down, you're used to doing this, then go ahead. Otherwise, we can take it nice and steady, one step at a time. Being careful not to roll those hips inwards or outwards so that you're still getting that stretch where you need it the most. So if this is comfortable for you, stay here. If you want to extend your arms, place your forehead on your mat, if that's okay for you as well, then feel free to do what works for you. With every out breath through your nose, release tension. If this is really tight for you, then just use the breath just to try and relax your body as much as you can. slowly bring it back to our elbows, back to our hands. And then if you're able to and comfortable to do so, bending the left knee, holding the ankle on the outside to stretch your left quad. So your front of your left thigh should be where you're feeling it. And release the foot, plant the hands down. We'll take the right leg up to the ceiling, give it a good shake. Woo, kicking the plant there. And bring it back into downward dog. And then we're going to do the other side. So bringing the weight forward into plank again, this time left knee to left elbow. Cross the foot over, plant the knee behind the left wrist. Dropping the left knee, left wrist. Dropping the right knee to the floor, sitting nice and tall and having a jig around until you get to the point where you're really feeling the stretch the most. You may notice a difference on each side, that's totally fine. One side might be tighter than the other. Why that is, I don't know, and it will be entirely dependent on your body, your lifestyle, the activities you do. So we'll slowly make our way down to our elbows. And then if you're comfortable doing so, extending the arms, placing the forehead on the mat. And then very slowly bring it back to your elbows, back to your hands, and then bending your right knee, holding the ankle on the outside. That might have been a bit of an extended time down in pigeon. My mind wandered a little, so apologies. Not practicing what I preach, my mind wandered and I did not bring it back to my breathing, so apologies there. And release the foot, plant the hands down, and taking the left leg up to the ceiling, give it a good shake, and give it a pedal out again in downward dog. And then we're going to come down onto our knees and just take a rest in child's pose for a moment, because we're going to be going into dolphin next, so prepare yourself for that. So very slowly make your way back up into a seated position. Ooh, roll those shoulders back. And then we're going to shimmy towards the centre of our mats. Normally this is where I say tuck your t-shirt in. Only worry about that if you are practicing in public and you're worried about it. I don't know. Do whatever's comfortable for you. You're doing it at your home, wherever you practice. So we are going to aim to do 10 dolphins. Really good for strength of our shoulders, our triceps, biceps, and core as well, because you use your core to draw yourself forward and backwards. So grabbing your elbows, place them on the mat in front of you, and then make a fist with your hand, keeping your elbows where you place them. Raising your hips up and walking your knees back about a foot. Knees and feet are about hip width apart. Tuck the toes under and raise the hips up to the ceiling and your head comes between your elbows. So one dolphin, forward, chin on the mat, and back. So don't forget to breathe, check your positioning, make sure you're comfortable and you're getting a good flow and movement with the dolphin. You can go at your pace or you can follow me. I've just done 2. Forward and back. 3, forward and back. 4, forward and back. 5, if your elbows are wandering, bring them back in. Forward and back. 6, forward and back. 7, forward and back. 8, forward and back. 9, one more to go. Forward and back. 10, good work. Drop your knees and take a good rest in child's pose. Now you can go into resting child's pose with your arms resting by your side. You can have your arms out in front of you. Spread the knees if you wish. Get yourself into a really comfortable child's pose that works for you right now. We're going to reach the arms out in front of us. So it doesn't matter if you've got your knees together or knees apart. Entirely up to you what works for you. And we're just going to spider walk our fingers over to the right side. So getting a nice stretch down the left side. You can put your left hand onto fingertips if you wish to, if it's more comfortable for you to get that stretch. And then spider walk the fingers back to centre, over to the left side, and this time putting your right hand on fingertips if you wish to. And spider walk back to centre, and then bringing your arms towards you as you unfurl, so really arch the back as you make your way up, like a cat-cow type pose, and then you're up into a seated position. So we are just ramming them all close together right now, so we're going to go straight into plank challenge. Woohoo! It's been a while. So hopefully you've been practicing anyway in your spare time, you know, before you go to bed, busting out a good 5-minute plank, whatever it is you do. Or maybe you haven't done a single one since we last did it. Doesn't matter. So we are going to hold for as long as we can. So if you know you want to do a longer plank, press pause. You have the ability to do that. Or if you just want to join me for a guesstimate plank challenge, because I don't have the timer with me, I can make a rough guess, judging by the clock on the wall, but it doesn't have a second hand. So decide which plank pose you want to do. So are you doing arms extended? Are you doing arms extended on your knees because that's where you're at? Do you want to come down onto your elbows? Do you want to do side plank? Do you want to do side plank on your elbow? With your leg in the air? What do you want to do? So decide on your plank. And then we will hold, so continue to breathe. If you need to rest at any time, then please do so. So we will start now. And I will take a rough look at the clock. So draw your abs up, tuck your tailbone under, unless you're doing side plank. If you've got anyone near you who can tell you your positioning, maybe your bum's a bit high. If it's a bit low, you'll feel a lot of weight pulling you down. And if you're not in a position to bring your hips back up again, then adjust your plank position so that it's matching your skill level. Because what you don't want is for your sort of hips to to be dropping down and you're putting unnecessary strain on your spine. So continue to breathe, obviously, during all of this. And like I say, take a rest at any time if it becomes too much. Feel your abdominals and your core working here. Release any tension you might have in your hands, wiggle your fingers, pull funny positions and faces just to make sure you're not carrying strain in your jaw while you're doing this. A few more seconds. And then coming down onto your knees or coming out of whichever plank you're doing, we'll make our way down into Crocodile. So down onto your belly, arms by your side or as a pillow, whichever's more comfortable for you and which allows your shoulders to rest. Big toes together, ankles dropped out to the side. So this is a fully resting pose which you have now earned. So make the most of it, use the breath to really relax and sink into the mat. Okay, so we're going to come into Cobra, so not extended, so we're going to be staying down. So ankles together, toes pointed, hands, palms face down, draw the elbows into the side so that you're bringing the shoulders down, you're not hunching up here. And then as you breathe in, lift the hands, the chest and the head off the mat, keeping those elbows tucked in. So you should feel lower back doing a lot of the work here, and maybe your glutes. Even though your feet might be tempted to raise off the floor, keep them down. Continue to breathe and feel that lower back doing a lot of the work here. So we've challenged our core today. See if you can lift a little bit higher, which doesn't just mean taking a deep breath, by the way. It means working your back. And then slowly making your way down and resting again in Crocodile. So big toes together and ankles dropped out to the side. And we'll go into bow pose, so bending the knees, holding the ankles on the outside. Try and not let the knees wander out too much here, so keep them aligned with the hips if you can. And then as we breathe in, lifting up and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, lift a bit higher, don't forget to breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest down. Good work. Plant the hands down, slide back into extended child's pose. So use the arms to really stretch out, to stretch the muscles in the back. We're going to slowly make our way up onto all fours, so adjusting your position, so your wrists are below your shoulders, knees are below your hips. We'll just do some cat-cows, nice and easy, just to loosen off the spine a little bit. So as you breathe in, head and tailbone up, concave the back. And as you breathe out, arch the back, tuck the head and the tailbone under. And continue at the pace of your breath. So nice deep breaths here, being very conscious of the spine movements, really working your back. And then bring it back to neutral position. I'm going to cross the feet over, roll away onto our backs, onto our bums even. Shimmy forward, and we're going to make our way down onto our backs now. So we're going to start in a releasing pose, so knees to chest, nose to knees, keeping the feet parallel. If it's too uncomfortable on your neck, just rest your head on the mat, that's fine. Really hug it out here. You can gently rock side to side if you want to relax your back muscles. And then resting your head on the mat. We're going to go into happy baby. So parting the knees, soles of the feet to the ceiling, either hands on the inside holding the bottoms of your feet or holding the outer rails of your feet if that's more comfortable. Or maybe you're at the point when you're holding your ankles. It really doesn't matter. Again, this is about opening up the hips, getting a nice stretch here through the hip sockets. So make this position work for you. Again, you can stay still or you can gently rock, jiggle your legs around, do whatever you feel like. And then bringing the knees together, going to hug it out one more time in a releasing pose. And then extend the legs all the way to the floor, extending the arms above the head, full body stretch. Take some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then resting the arms by your side and preparing for final relaxation. So getting into Shavasana if that's comfortable for you. So legs are hip or mat width apart. Just let your feet relax out to the side. Arms by your side, palms facing up, and just let your fingers naturally curl here. Maybe tuck your shoulder blades under, get yourself nice and comfortable. If you've got any tension in your lower back still, just feel free to bend your knees. Maybe you want to put the soles of your feet together and open up your knees and rest them out to the side if that's what you'd like to do for your relaxation. And it's not too much strain on your hips, then feel free to do that. Gently close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. And just think back to how you felt at the start of the class. And just observe how you're feeling now after the work we've been doing. So for your relaxation, you may want to continue lying here and just noticing the rise and the fall of your tummy as you're breathing. You may want to use the in-breath to focus on your body and use the out-breath to relax your body and sink further into the mat with every out-breath. You may have another relaxation that works for you. And remember, this is your practice, so do what you need to do right now, what's going to give you the time and the space just to focus on yourself. And remember, you can stay here for as long as you like. And whenever you wish to end your practice, very slowly rolling onto your right side, and rest there for a moment before you make your way into a seated position. I hope you enjoyed today's class. As always, I'd love to hear your feedback, any comments you may have. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.